I'm behind in songs. I've noticed that. I've been chagrined about that. You've probably noticed that. You may not have cared so much, but I care. And so, here we go. I'm catching up. This is the prayer of St. Francis, and I teach high school, and I recently gave some students of mine a biography, a short biographical account of St. Francis. St. Francis of Assisi, which is a place in Italy, and he was in what is now today Italy. He lived in Italy, and he had the most amazing life. And he reminded me, actually, kind of reading about his life, the story of his life reminded me of a brother of mine. Not who he became and what he did, but attitude. It's about attitude. And a brother of mine has a similar attitude to what the attitude of St. Francis is that I got from that story. St. Francis decided at a certain point, he had a lot of imitators, and they met at this place called the Chapter of Mats, apparently. And he decided, you know what, I am finished with this for now, being a mendicant preacher, which he was. And he decided, I'm going to go to the Holy Land, and I'm going to stop the Crusades. And so he stowed away on a ship bound for North Africa. From Italy, he stowed away on a ship and made it to North Africa to stop the Crusades. And he went over to the Muslim side. He didn't change sides. He wasn't on any side here, but he went over to Muslim territory, Muslim-controlled territory during the Crusades, and he was arrested because they thought he was a spy. And apparently, according to this that I read on the internet, of course, the Muslims knew who he was. And I didn't know word got around that far of St. Francis of Assisi during his lifetime. But it said they knew who he was, and they were fascinated by him, and they were amazed to meet the Sultan of wherever, the Sultan of whatever empire he was in, who was a Muslim, of course, was amazed to meet a Christian who was also a man of peace and goodwill. And that's nice. He offered to be set on fire. He offered to be set on fire. He said to the Sultan, set me on fire. It's a no-lose test. If I die, it'll be because of my sins. And if I live, it'll be because God is great. And Christianity is a pretty good religion, I think, was mixed up in there somewhere. He was like, I am a Christian, and if I die, it's because God, as I understand her to be, is great. He probably wouldn't have said her. Make me a channel of your peace. He didn't die. Instead, the Sultan let him tour the sites of the Holy Land that were off limits to Christians, but not to St. Francis of Assisi. And to this day, many of those holy sites are cared for by Franciscans of the Order of St. Francis. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Second verse. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, only joy. O Master, grant that I may never seek too much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved and to love with all my soul. Back to make me a channel, make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. The rhythm on the last verse is not so great. In giving to all men that we receive, and in death born to eternal life. Bridge again. O Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved and to love with all my soul. That's an A. pardoning that we are pardoned, that's an A. Giving to all men that we receive, and in death born to eternal life. Although the lyrics in the Rise Up Singing Project book, it's my project, it's their book, has is, and in dying that we're born to eternal life, which I think is putting too much stress on the meter. That is the song of St. Francis, who, by all accounts I've read, was an awesome guy. Read a biography of him. I'm not talking about a book. Who has time to read books? Read a short, a snippet, a biographical snippet of his. You'd be glad you did. You're going to learn some stuff. Have a good day.